Get an ex back with proven strategies. Steven wanted to get an ex back. Steven had served in the war in Iraq and he knew that he had to find proven strategies to get his ex back. His ex, a lady named Darcy, left him after she had met someone else, while Steven was off serving his country. The guy was a painter. Steven knew that, even though she had a bit of an artistic side to her, she would not be happy with someone that spent more time painting than he did whining and dining her. Knowing what he was up against, Steven decided to seek out some proven strategies to get his ex back. He took a three-pronged approach in his strategy. First, he decided to become a little more rough around the edges. He let his hair grow out a little, began reading some of the books Darcy had recommended in the past. He knew that, if he was going to get his ex back, he would need to be the type of man she wanted. Next, he knew that he needed to show her that he was wanted by other women. He called up one of her friends and asked her if she would like to grab some lunch. When she said sure, Steven sent a text message to Darcy, asking where her friend might like to go to lunch. Almost immediately, Darcy called Steven and had to know why he was going to lunch with one of her friends. Steven told her that, since they had broken up, he decided it was time for him to move on with his life. He also added that, since he always thought of this particular friend as being interesting, that now would be a good time to get to know her better. This, as you would expect, made Darcy angry and she hung up on Steven. This was expected because it is another element in some of the proven strategies to get an ex back. Finally, the final step in this strategy was to use the date with the friend to get information back to Darcy. Steven was in rare form. He acted the role of perfect gentleman. He brought a flower when he picked her up, took her to a fancy restaurant, and on the date, he discussed the books he had been reading. Once he dropped her off, he took her in his arms, in a soft embrace, kissed her on the cheek, and said goodnight. The friend, as you would imagine, was on the phone with Darcy almost right away. She was looking for dirt on someone that seemed to be so wonderful. She told Darcy she could not understand how she could let such a good guy get away. While all of this was taking place, the relationship Darcy had with the painter had lost some of its luster. Less than a week later, Darcy had to call Steven, and was practically begging him to take her back and give the relationship another shot. And that is how to go about getting an ex back. Discover the strategies that work and stick to them.